Alright, Stevie thinks that I owe him some kind of royalty for what am I paying you for, Stevie? To be my friend or something?
No.
Just to get to talk to him. Now we're down to, it cost me $25 just to talk to him. So now I'm going to talk to you guys because I ain't going to talk to him.
Every time he talks to him, $25.
No, I'm not talking to you, Steve. I'm talking on the phone.
If you ask me a question, that's $50. And if you say my name, that's $100 every time. I don't know who it was.
Is your name Stevie? I don't think your name is Stevie. I ain't even talking about you, Stevie.
I don't know who it was.
Or whoever you are, I'm not talking to him, talking that direction. I'm not even talking to him, really.
It's about time I get my cut of the pie.
How big a piece?
I want the whole
You was
pie.
talking about toast a while ago.
Yeah. You was crying about, oh, you're going to get some crumbs.
All I'm getting is, if I pay him any royalty, all I get is the crumbs. Because he's impossible to deal with.
It's kind of like a toaster. You got a toaster and you stick the toast down in it?
In the top.
Yeah. I get the toast. You get the little crumbs that falls down the tray. Yep.
Okay, the plot thickens. He's decided that since I'm talking about him, I owe him all this money. But I got to thinking about it. His name, this guy sitting here, his name is technically Steve Billow.
$100.
He got me that time. But, you know his name. But the guy I talk about is Stevie Billows. So,
That's 50. That's my partner. Stevie Billows is my partner.
then bring him out here. I ain't seen him yet.
Nice picture.
Your name ain't Stevie Billows.
Sure is.
What's your name?
My name.
What's your name? No, what's your name?
Steve.
That ain't on there either. So technically, I don't think I owe him shit. Because everybody would agree in the court of law that I'm definitely not talking about that guy when I talk about Stevie Billows, Poopy Pants Billows. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about some other guy that's totally unrelated in this situation here. Nobody would buy that in court, Stevie. Steve. S-T-E. That's all I'm going to call it. Steve. Oh, I'm getting silent treatment. He's already drumming up a thick plot to take Loggerweight down. Steve, what are you looking at the mirror for?
I'm making sure these cars.
Oh, we're on a roundabout. He's all, I'm on the roundabout. I cannot figure it out. There's a car in my way.
Look. Retard.
That is well, yeah, he's driving a Toyota. Only retards drive Toyota, Stevie. What are you buying? What'd you just get, Stevie?
Oh, I bought a Toyota Taco.
A Mexican Toyota?
Yeah.
It's a Toyota Taco.
Yeah.
Does it got meat, lettuce, and cheese? And tomato and sour cream? He's got to look at his mirrors. He's a new driver. He's fresh out of school. You actually had this on your school course, didn't you?
Yeah.
See, it's like back to school. It's back to, and with me sitting here, I'm probably like his instructor.
He's got.
Alright, here we are in the woods. It's been another Dickard morning. Everything's been just wollycocked. And anyways, I had to get on the cutter. We're up here against this line. And there's a line right behind where I'm facing. And Stevie said they're pretty big trees up by the line. He said, why don't you cut them? And so I jumped on the cutter to cut them. What I'd been doing this morning is I've been on the, let's see, I started out on the den. There was mystery, so we had to deal with that. And then went back out, got on the boom, ran the boom because Pee-wee's had to go to the doctor this morning. And Big Mom, Big J's both still going. Here, I'm getting ready to throw it out there. Now, in front of me out here, which is, everybody seems to always have trouble figuring this, understanding this, or they think I'm crazy, or I probably am crazy. Here I get a piece stuck in the head. I finally just give up on it and shove it through anyways. Kill my saw blade, and that's why I didn't get the tree cut off all the way. You'll see as when I cut it. But anyways, what I'm doing is I'm cutting these trees, and I'm throwing the top-ups to the road so where the den can reach them without coming over on the knob. I actually cross the ditch, throw that beech trees in the ditch, cross the ditch, come over here to throw these back across at a diagonal away from the boom, so the din can top them, and that's a pretty good sized tree. Head don't do it justice, but it's a pretty good sized poplar tree. But here's an ash tree. I'm going to throw it across. You can see the din up to the right hand of the screen up there. You can barely see the boom up there. And I throw that one towards the boom. I had to turn it around kind of awkwardly. But here it is. I went ahead and kept this on here because this shows you all the scrub that's growing up in this place. This is good rich ground, good timber growing ground. The problem is without a lot of TSI and stuff like that, this beach goes crazy, and there's invasive species and stuff, and there I put a beginning notch in that little, I believe, ash tree. Does that look right? There's one that broke off. I hadn't actually went across the line after it broke off. The weather broke it off, that big wind we had this spring. I started going anyway, top here. But here I'm going to shove it over. Now this one won't quite make it, and by the time I cut it, I ended up having it too far away, and I couldn't stop and hold it up. Yeah, this ash. You can see the little white above the mass there. Alright, so this is going boof, and you see a little bit of dead in the top up there. The bugs is getting a hold of it. But then you can hook her with a ski, and I'm pushing it up to where the den can reach it from the other side over there. Just pushing it straight on. And then after these are done, see, this is I'm getting mysteries. All I'm doing is clean up crumbs, you know, which is just nothing productive. It's just all just pure dick hairiness. And this here is inside where the beach infestation was in there, and Stevie said clean it out and found another tree. So, and look, and you can look at the cab and watch how I look up when I go through the canopy of these treetops with this poplar tree. You can see my head cocked back. I'm looking up to the skylight there. You use a heck out of skylight in this machine. But there it is. Boof! Right through as Stevie says, right in the dinko. And here's a big black oak right up against the line. Just across the left of the machine is the property line. But this is actually in the away from the property line. I don't even think I choked down on it. I think I just kind of cut it somewhat for lean and then just used a corner tab to hold it. But now I got the crumbs thrown down. I'm going to go in there and have to park that machine, clean up the crumbs while Stevie's out moving equipment. We're trying to get her equipment moved to where it's parked in a hidden area to where we can keep the crackheads out of her stuff, because there's some crackheads in the area. It's the county we're in is like the meth capital of the state or whatever. I think I've heard that before or whatever. But so we gotta park all our stuff just right so it don't get tampered with. And we finally get it far enough back to where you'd have to be a pretty daggone ambitious thief, which meth does help with that. You had to be a pretty ambitious thief to get the batteries and the fuel and all that stuff stored out of the equipment, because we got parked so far inland, you know. But this here is the ash that I dropped vast backwards. So that's the boom facing away from me. So you can see how I've kind of shove him through there, throw him up there, and then the skidder can pull him out. So then there's another ash. That's the one I had to push, I believe. And this saw blade is getting dull. It's a good thing I fast forwarded because the blade was getting dull. And it needs some sharp handling. In this Robotech head, it needs a little bit. We got a, I'm not feeding it enough